Pathmonk is the intelligent tool for website lead generation. With increasing online competition, over 98% of website visitors don't convert. The ability to successfully show your value proposition and support visitors in their buying journey separates you from the competition online. Pathmonk qualifies and converts leads on your website by figuring out where they are in the buying journey and influencing them in key decision moments with relevant micro experiences like case studies, intro videos, and much more. Stay relevant to your visitors and increase conversion by 50%. Add Pathmonk to your website in seconds, let the AI do all the work, and get 50% more qualified leads while you keep doing marketing and sales as usual. Check us on pathmonk.com. Welcome to today's episode. Let's talk about today's guest. We have Kyle Shurtz from Avalaunch Media, VP of Performance Marketing. How are you doing today, Kyle?
I'm doing great. You know, the football gods weren't on my side this weekend, but that's all right.
Oh man, that's tough. Were you a Ravens?
We just wanted a Lions-Ravens Super Bowl. You know, two of the underdogs, but we're getting a rematch of the Niners Chiefs, which is fun.
I think some of the memes that are going out, right? Like this is the one Super Bowl that nobody wanted to see, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
We'll see what happens. Two great, so we'll see. I mean, there's a lot to prove from Brock Purdy, and Patrick Mahomes wants to cement himself as beating Tom Brady at one point. So
right,
awesome. Hey, well, it's great to have you on, and I'm sure listeners are tuning in, wondering what Avalaunch Media is all about. The performance marketing agency that launches brands, people, and purposes. But let's give them a little bit more of an insight on your site, Kyle. Can you tell us in your own words what it's all about?
Yeah, you know, Avalaunch is an agency that's been around for a long time, and something that we really try to differentiate ourselves on is a content-first strategy. And so we really want to focus on the creative and the content that we're putting out there. There's tons of ways to amplify it, tons of ways to get it in front of your customer, but we really want to focus in on that creative, and we feel like we have a unique set of data and metrics we look at to help show that, you know, growth and efficiency gains for a company. So,
right, awesome. And so that way, maybe our listeners who are tuning in could get a better understanding of your company. What would you say is the key problem you solve them for clients?
Yeah, our key problem that we help solve is just growth overall, but profitable growth. So our big thing is coming in and helping you increase your revenue and your bottom line growth at the same time. Cut your acquisition costs, get in front of the right people, and make sure that you run an effective and efficient marketing campaign.
Awesome, great. And being an agency, is there a certain segment vertical? Is there an ideal ICP that Avalaunch Media likes to go for?
Yeah, being where we're located here in Lehi, Utah, which is sometimes deemed as Silicon Slopes, we definitely have an affiliation for software companies, B2B, but we also help e-commerce and service-based companies as well. I would say those are kind of our three areas that we do most of our business in.
Okay. And so for these type of three businesses that you guys like to go after, how does one of them find out about you? Is there a top client acquisition channel that you guys have?
Yeah, a lot of word of mouth, honestly. Our clients love us. They spread the word to their other industry people they work with. Additionally, we have great referral partners and affiliates that we work with that help drive, and then obviously our own website. So we do get a good chunk of leads. If you were searching for something, we would probably rank pretty well for that, and we'd get a lead come through our website.
All right. And talking about your website, so that way our listeners can visit you, it's avalaunchmedia.com. What role does the website play for client acquisition then?
I mean, your website's everything, right? It's that first touch point that people have with you for the most part. And that is, you know, changing in the landscape where TikTok or YouTube, those channels and social media platforms can also be a way people find out about you. But your website really is the first touch point representation of a business. And so our site is very key to us. We try to work really hard on it and make sure we're not the cobbler's kids with no shoes type of thing. So we've worked hard to get case studies up, and we're still working on, you know, making sure that our website is optimized and dialed in.
Definitely. And talking about the website and optimization, is there any tools or methods that you would recommend to our listeners as far as some lead generation?
Absolutely. I think the big thing when it comes to optimizing your website, you definitely want some heat mapping tools We use Crazy Egg is the one we like to use. You want to be able to test rapidly. So we use landing page tools like Unbounce to be able to test messaging and concepts. But I think the big thing when it comes to your website, you really want to dial in on kind of the hot spots where people are going to make that conversion. So what's the message when they first get there? What's that first headline that they see in content? What does it look like? What's the visual aspect of it? What does the form capture look like? Is it easy? Is it hard? Are you making it as simple as you can for them? Those are some of the things that we really try to focus on. And for me, it's all about big changes equal big results. If you really want to test something, changing the button color can, yes, yield results. But for the most part, you're going to want to make a big drastic change to see ultimately what people are liking about the website visually and within the content. So
Definitely, I would totally agree with that. Thanks for those tips and methods for us there. But let's switch gears a little bit, Kyle, and let's talk about you as a leader. You being the VP of Performance Marketing there for Avalaunch Media. What are some key tasks you focus on your day-to-day work?
Yeah, so for me, a lot of my task is focused on client strategy. So I work with some of our biggest brands, trying to help them grow, profitably. And so I definitely look at the broader landscape of marketing. In addition, one of my big emphasis is on advertising. It's the easiest and fastest way to start growing, but you can't neglect your content marketing efforts and building up a brand as well. Additionally, I'm involved with a lot of business development, when we get new leads, talking to those leads, making sure they're a good fit for our agency. And then, leading a team, kind of helping to mold the future of Avalaunch. So.
Oh, yeah, right. So awesome to hear that from being the VP of their performance and marketing. Well, let's switch to our next section here, Kyle. It's a rapid fire question round. So are you ready for them?
I'm ready. Bring it.
Awesome. All right. First off, Kyle, what is the last book that you read?
The last book I read was called The Gambler by Billy Walters. It was his autobiography, one of the most famous gamblers in sports betting history. So.
Is that the same? I saw a movie, The Gambler, with what's his name?
Oh, with Mark Wahlberg.
Yep. Is that the same book? Was it based off?
Different, but not based off of him. This one I actually saw because I'm a big golf guy, and I saw that Phil Mickelson was referenced in this book. As Phil has recently came out that Phil Mickelson was quite into gambling at one time. So I had to read it. I had to find out more.
Definitely. All right. Awesome. Great to read there then. And next up is Kyle. What is one single thing that Avalaunch Media is focused on at the moment the most?
One thing that we've really kind of dove into is our fractional CMO offering. We feel like we can really come in and help organizations find that sweet spot between building a brand, but also driving performance. A lot of times with the CMO role, you'll hear about these go-to-market strategies that are kind of fluffy and don't really result in true ROI. And we want to help come in and bridge the gap between creative and data to help you grow as a fractional CMO.
Yeah, right. Awesome to hear that. A new thing, right? Outsourcing CMO. That is huge, especially for companies. So glad that you guys are tackling something like that for our listeners here. All right. Next up, Kyle, is if there would be no boundaries in technology, what would be that one thing that you want to have fixed for your role as a marketer today?
That's a funny question. And I really wish there was some way to incorporate word of mouth, eye tracking, side conversations within our own attribution with our website to get a full picture of how marketing truly works. I think a lot of people underestimate that word of mouth and people talking about things. And so if there was a way that we could track all those conversations and attribute it to a certain ad or a certain marketing tactic we did, it would make all of our lives a lot easier.
Definitely. I would agree with that. Awesome to hear that from you as well. And well, if there's one repetitive task that you could automate, Kyle, what would that be?
That's got to be my email inbox. If somebody could just automatically respond and do all the typing for me, that would be great.
I think everybody's hoping for something like that and to get it accurate, right? I mean, there's things but get it accurate. I think everybody would jump on that. So definitely,
look, in my voice, get into my brain, tell me what what I'm thinking, how I would respond, that would be amazing.
Yep. Hopefully, something comes out this year. Every year there's a surprise in technology. So hopefully this year would be that.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. And well, lastly, Kyle, you do have a lot of experience already in the marketing world, but what is one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were to restart your journey as a marketer today?
If I were to restart today, honestly, the biggest thing I would tell myself in my younger years is get really good at filming and editing on my iPhone. If you can create, if you can, make things look good from an iPhone and content standpoint, fastly, quickly edit that up. I mean, that's how companies are going to grow in the future. So I am looking to the day where you have full teams of iPhone or phone, content creators on staff that are making content at a rapid rate. So I think that's here in our near future.
Definitely. I think that's super important. I mean, technology is going to keep on getting better, and people are going to be doing things on the fly. So if it could work like that, it would be amazing. So thanks for that. Well, Kyle, thanks a lot for being on the show with us today. I do want to give you the last word. If someone forgets everything about the interview today, what is that one thing they should remember about Avalaunch Media?
Avalaunch is a true growth partner. We're an agency that can come in and help you grow both your top and bottom lines together. And we definitely want to keep helping brands recognize where the creative and the data come together and how we can help you do that effectively and efficiently. So appreciate you having me on, and it's been a great time, and looking forward to listening to this and reviewing this episode once it's live.
Definitely. And for our listeners, you can always check them out at avalaunchmedia.com, the performance marketing agency that launches brands, people, and purposes. Kyle, thank you so much for being on. To our listeners, thank you so much for tuning in, and looking forward to our next episode at Pathmonk Presents. Thanks a lot, Kyle.
Thank you.